Hey everybody, it's Matt, and as you see, I've got three Rexing dash cams in front of me here. If Rexing sounds familiar, it's because I did do one of their cameras back earlier in the spring. I did the M1, which fits over your rear view mirror, and I thought it was kind of cool. But we're going to do some more traditional dash cams here. So this is the Rexing V1, we've got the V1 Max, and we've got the V1P Max. All these are available now at Best Buy, and all of them film in 4K. I've never had the opportunity to review a dash cam in 4K, or that films in 4K, so I'm pretty excited. As you can see, the V1P and the V1 Max, they look pretty similar, but the 1P Max has a rear camera as well, and then this is more of your standard camera, but it does film in 4K, as you can see. This is the way this one looks, and this is the way that this one looks here. Okay, so I've already sort of opened up and taken apart the stuff that's inside the V1 Max box to show you what's inside the box. Everything's pretty similar across all three of them. So one thing that I noticed that Rexing offers that they didn't offer before with all of this paperwork here is obviously there's a couple things around reviews. You can claim an 18-month warranty. Obviously the quick start guide. And there is a piece of paper in here that caught my eye. And all three of these come with a free smart hardwiring kit, so you just have to follow the instructions and they'll send you a hardwiring kit. This is the kit that you're going to receive in the mail. I did get one of these, and for the purpose of this review I won't be hardwiring into my vehicle because I do have to return these cameras, but let's show you what else is inside. Here's your power, obviously some adhesives for mounting. And then it comes with one of these as well, a wire hiding tool. Does not come with any memory though. There's all your mounting software. It doesn't come with any memory, but obviously I've done enough of these that I've got a couple micro SD cards kicking around. So I'm going to install one of these in the car, and we're going to go for a drive. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and drive the same route 3 times just to capture across all 3 cameras, and then we can do a comparison in the end. Get started with the standard V1 model. If you want to call this a baby version of the V1 Max or the V1P Max, I suppose you could, but it's still pretty rich with features. It's still got a nice screen here, not a touch screen. It's all button enabled here. You can fit your micro SD card there up to 256 gig. Power buttons and things along the side. This crank that you see is actually for the camera itself. So the camera itself cranks. It's not a manual placement. It'll just crank up and down into place. Little tiny mount that goes here. Your power features are along the side, and it basically just sits on your windshield just like that. And you don't really have to do a whole lot. It's pretty hands-off once you get it connected to the Rexing Connect app. I'm going to start all footage videos with a drive down the same road. Here's what things look like during the daytime on the standard V1 in default mode. On the V1, you can choose continuous loop recording of up to 3 minutes, along with many other default features you'd expect in a dash cam, like audio toggling, timestamping, which includes GPS coordinates, date and speed, and clean night vision. Recording is done at approximately 165 megabytes per minute and starts the moment your vehicle turns on. In the absence of a battery backup style system, the best way to get the most out of G-sensor and parking assist features would be to contact Rexing following directions on that buck slip inside the packaging and get your free hardwiring kit. As I'd mentioned, this camera can support as large as 256 gigs, though you'll have to FAT32 partition anything over 32 gigs prior to plugging it into this camera. When you do, you'll have to format the card once again to the camera's liking, which only takes a couple seconds, and off you go. You don't have to do much out of the box to get this thing going, and it's pretty hands-off after that. There aren't a lot of bells and whistles that go with this camera, but it's definitely an easy-to-use model which doesn't require much to get it going. This camera operates in temperatures from minus 20 degrees Celsius to 80 Celsius. That's actually far and away the largest temperature range I've seen on any dash cam yet. Alright, we're going to move over to the V1 Max and the V1P Max now. And you'll notice I'm only holding one unit because they are actually both the same unit for the front camera, with the one difference being that the V1P Max comes with a rear camera as well. Once again, it isn't a touch screen, it's all button enabled here. You've got your power and your memory on the side here, and this camera also supports memory of up to 256 gigs. And there's a plug-in here for an optional GPS, and then this is the plug-in here for the rear camera too. The camera itself does require a little bit more manual work just for you to tinker with and jockey into place. And this also comes with a parking assist mode, so There's a 20-second supercapacitor battery that's built in that if somebody hits your vehicle, it'll automatically engage for 20 seconds and start to film. For everything else, just like the other camera, I would really recommend that you do get the hardwire kit, which Rexing provides free of charge, as I mentioned earlier in the blog. So I'm going to, and again, this one sits just like this. So I'm going to get this plugged in and show you some footage from this camera too. I'm going to start with the front camera on the V1 Max. So as I mentioned, it's the same unit on the V1P Max, just with a rear camera. Like the base V1 model, it comes with loop recording of up to 3 minutes, audio toggling, basic recording quality features, timestamping again, including different coordinates, and clear night vision. I've left the default timestamp here at the bottom, and please pay no attention to the date. I actually lost all my original footage because of a corrupted memory card, and when I put a new one in, I wasn't paying attention to the fact that I needed to set the date again. Like the V1 model, this supports a camera of up to 256 gigabytes, though you'll have to, again, FAT32 partition a card over 32 gigs yourself. There are onboard formatting features, and I did pop in an unformatted 64 gig card just to try and see what would happen, and the dashcam didn't recognize it at all. Once I took it inside and repartitioned it, the card was recognized, and it asked me to do another format while inside the camera, and then it started recording immediately. There is one main added feature that this camera carries over the V1. There's a small supercapacitor that carries a 20-second battery backup, and if your vehicle is parked and it's hit, the camera automatically turns on and locks itself and begins recording for 20 seconds. And it actually chimes that emergency recording has started as well. There are more robust G-sensor and parking features, but again, they'll require you to hardwire your dash cam. Included with the V1P Max package is a rear camera that films simultaneously in 1080p. Footage on this rear camera is pretty straightforward as it binds audio and timestamps simultaneously with front footage. The camera can be inside or outside your vehicle. Now, me personally, I've always preferred it outside. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that you should be installing it with the mount side pointing upward, otherwise your rear camera will film upside down. If you mount the rear camera in an area where adhesives can't stick, it does come with little screws as well to hold and bind it in case you need. These cameras perform in temperatures as low as minus 20 degrees Celsius and as high as 70 degrees Celsius. If you want to watch videos, you can either do what I did here and play them all off your computer, or you can download the Rexing Connect app, which is compatible with these cameras, or of course you can still view footage directly off the camera itself. You'll have to manually turn on the Wi-Fi each time you want to watch your videos through the Rexing Connect app, but it does connect via the dash cam in the phone pretty quickly, and you can even do some really base level trimming and saving of footage right off the app. Oddly, I did actually find it easier to connect off the V1 Max camera than I did the V1 camera, but they were both fine either way. So I guess the big question is, which of these should you choose? And if you want my honest opinion, I think you should really just go with whatever's within your budget. I quite like all three of these models and the relative ease and hands-off nature of all of them. I am at the point in my life where I'm not doing a lot of driving right now since I'm working from home, and so is my wife. And me personally, I have to admit that the V1 Max is probably my favorite of all the models, although I wouldn't be against the V1 itself, and obviously not against something that comes with a rear camera either. In terms of cost, there isn't really much of a cost difference between the V1 Max and the V1P if you do like the rear camera, and if that's what you really want, I'd say go for it. It never really hurts to have that rear camera, right? And that's a look at the Rexing V1 suite of dash cams. Thanks for watching the review. My name is Matt. Please subscribe to this channel for more blogs and more reviews like this, and I'll have more Rexing products coming soon.